Welcome back to the deep dive. This time, we're setting sail for the Grand Line.
The Grand Line.
Yeah, but maybe not the way you'd expect. See, we have this amazing collection of audio logs, all from a single One Piece fan.
Oh, wow.
It's their reactions, thoughts, like their whole experience as they discover this massive story.
So it's like we're getting a front row seat to watch someone fall in love with One Piece all over again.
Exactly. We're not just doing a straight recap. It's more like we're hitting the highlights, the big moments, character arcs as they pop up in the fans' comments.
I like it. It's like a treasure hunt, but through, like, the fandom itself, we get to see One Piece through this fan's eyes.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Okay, so first up, the Thriller Bark Saga. Right away, they're hooked by this thing they call a magic piece of paper.
Ah, yes. The Vive card.
What?
A Vivre card. It's more than just a cool idea, though. It really foreshadows how important brotherhood and family are in the One Piece world.
Okay, yeah, family's huge in One Piece.
This fan is about to discover just how far Luffy will go to protect his brother Ace.
Oh man, talk about intense. So what happens?
Well, this Vivre card, it starts to burn.
Mm.
And that's when the fan really gets hooked.
I bet that was a holy crap moment. Did they have any ideas about what was happening to Ace?
At this point, they're still early in the story, so probably not the full picture, but they definitely knew something bad was going down.
Right, right.
It's a clever way for Oda, the author, to introduce Impel Down, one of the most brutal prisons ever.
Oh man, impel down. Talk about ramping up the tension. This fan must have been on the edge of their seat.
For sure. It's a real turning point. The fan is realizing One Piece isn't just all fun and games. There's sacrifice, loss, the really heavy stuff.
Yeah, it gets real. Okay, so moving on to the Summit War Saga. Big reveal here. Luffy's dad is Dragon.
Dragon, leader of the Revolutionary Army. Huge moment for Luffy, right?
Absolutely. It's all about family legacy, destiny, that kind of stuff. Right.
Exactly. This fan and Luffy himself have to figure out what it means to have such a famous or infamous father.
Did it change how the fans saw Luffy? Like hero or troublemaker, given who his dad is?
That's what's so cool about this deep dive. We get to see those subtle shifts in the fan's perspective.
Right, right. So Boa Hancock, she's madly in love with Luffy. What's her reaction to all this?
It's fascinating. Here's this powerful empress, totally smitten with Luffy, and finding out he's the son of the world government's most wanted doesn't change a thing.
Classic Boa. She doesn't care about rules or expectations.
It shows how One Piece flips the script on romance. Love can bloom anywhere, no matter your background.
So cool. Now, the fan also points out that during the Summit War, Luffy's actually kind of powerless.
True. He's up against the strongest people in the world, and he quickly learns he can't win alone.
Must have been a wake-up call for both Luffy and the fan.
Oh, yeah. It shows how important allies are, finding strength in unexpected places. It's a big theme in One Piece.
And amidst all the craziness, the fan loved Whitebeard's epic lines. What was it about them?
It was his spirit, defiant, even when all hope seemed lost. He believed in his crew's loyalty, and that's a core value in One Piece. Standing up for what you believe in, no matter what.
I can see why that resonated with the fan. Those lines stick with you. The Summit War really changes both Luffy and the fan's perspective. So where do they go next?
Instead of the next big arc, they jump to the return to Sabaody, and they're fascinated by Nami and Zoro.
Oh, that's an interesting pair. Always some debate about them.
Right. They're drawn to this scene where Nami and Zoro are fighting the cat people. It shows their, love-hate relationship.
They bicker, but they always have each other's backs.
Yeah. It's like the whole straw hat dynamic in a nutshell.
So what's the fans' take?
Get this. They predict Nami and Zoro will end up together.
Wow. Bold prediction. We'll see if they stick with that. But let's move on to Fishman Island. Madame Charlie and her grim prophecy about Luffy.
Yeah. This is where fate versus free will comes into play. Madame Charlie's vision foreshadows future problems and makes you wonder if Luffy can escape his destiny.
Knowing Luffy's headed for trouble, that must have been unsettling for the fan.
Totally. Adds a whole new layer of tension to the adventure. It shows that even in a world as fun as One Piece, there are real consequences.
You can't escape danger, even on the Grand Line.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We're still sailing the seas of One Piece, guided by our dedicated fans' thoughts. Remember, they just saw Luffy's grand fleet form, which is a huge moment in the story.
Yeah, a whole fleet following Luffy. Makes you wonder about his leadership, right? I mean, he's goofy, but people are drawn to him.
It's incredible. And as things get more intense, that ability to connect with anyone becomes even more important.
Speaking of intense, what about Whole Cake Island? That arc had a different vibe.
Right.
The fan had mixed feelings about Sanji's storyline there. It was important for him, but not as exciting as other stuff happening.
Yeah, I can see that. Whole Cake Island is a bit all over the place, lots of plots going on at once. Sanji's story is deep, but maybe not as action-packed.
But even then, they still find those classic Luffy moments. Like, there's one where he uses a wax-covered leg as a weapon.
Oh, I remember that. Totally Luffy, right? He never gives up.
So resourceful. Okay, so Wano Country. This arc is massive, and it sounds like the fan is really invested.
Yeah, they're hooked. Right away, they come up with this theory about Buggy the Clown.
Buggy? What, from the very beginning?
They notice something during that flashback to Roger's execution, something small about Buggy's behavior.
Interesting.
They think it might connect to bigger events in the One Piece world.
It's amazing how those little details can suddenly become important later on.
Exactly. And this fan is really starting to pay attention, catching those hints that Oda drops. They're not just reading, they're analyzing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what else did they pick up on?
Oh, there's this one reveal that freaked them out. Doflamingo, the guy from Dressrosa, he had access to something really powerful and secret this whole time.
Doflamingo.
Wow.
Man, he's always up to something shady.
Right. It makes you wonder just how deep his plans go. Like he's connected to something even bigger than we thought.
Okay, so besides Doflamingo, there's another possible showdown the fan is excited about. Big Mom versus Kaido.
Oh, man. Those are some heavy hitters.
Two of the most powerful people in the One Piece world, possibly going head-to-head. The fan knows how big that would be.
It could change everything. And the fan is like on the edge of their seat waiting for it to happen.
I'm right there with them. The thought of those two fighting is insane. But, amidst all the epic stuff, the fan also points out those smaller acts of heroism, like this one fish man who's totally loyal to the Wano royal family.
Yeah, even when things are super dangerous, he stands by them. It's a powerful moment.
It reminds you that courage doesn't always come from the strongest people.
So true. You don't have to be a Luffy to be a hero. Okay, so switching gears a bit. The fan loves Reizo's ninja tactics, but they're not what you'd expect.
Not the typical stealthy ninja.
He's more flashy. Let's just say he's not afraid to make a scene.
I love that One Piece humor, even during serious moments. Now, another character that really grabs him is Kawamatsu, the frog samurai.
His story is wild. He's a samurai, but he ends up living like a frog for years.
I remember that. So heartbreaking, but he never gives up hope.
It shows how resilient he is. He's got this inner strength that even the worst situations can't break.
But let's be real. Wano is in a really bad state under Kaido. The fan definitely picks up on the hopelessness of the people there.
It's heartbreaking, right? Kaido has crushed their spirits. It makes you think about what it means to be truly free.
And that's where Luffy comes in. The fan is so moved by how Luffy rallies those people, gives them hope.
He reminds them that they can fight back, that even when it seems impossible, change is possible.
Powerful stuff, so inspiring. But, it's not just Luffy. The fan also compares two of Oden's retainers, Shuradoji and Kawamatsu, both super loyal, but in different ways.
Right. It's like there's no one way to be loyal. Shuradoji's more cynical. He's seen a lot of bad things. Kawamatsu is more hopeful.
Both are valid, though, right? They both care about Wano, but they express it differently.
Exactly. And sometimes that loyalty means making the ultimate sacrifice. The fan talks about Yasui, the guy who protects his daughter, Toko.
Oh, yeah, Yasui. His story is so sad.
He gives his life for her. It's a reminder that even in a world as crazy as One Piece, there's still room for real, deep love.
And speaking of heartbreaking moments, there's Killer. He's been forced to eat a smile fruit, the bad kind. He's stuck with this creepy grin.
Ah, Killer. It shows how messed up Kaido's rule is. It's not just about power, it's about breaking people's spirits.
Really dark stuff.
Yeah.
Now, the fan also mentions Big Mom's amnesia. They have mixed feelings about it.
Yeah, sometimes even in One Piece, things can get a little predictable.
Right, even with all the crazy stuff, some things are just overdone.
But what brings them back is Luffy. They're so impressed by how determined he is to free Wano, even when it seems impossible.
Luffy never gives up. It's part of what makes him so great.
And the fan makes this interesting observation about Onigashima, the island where the final battle happens. They say it's like a reflection of Wano itself. Both are kind of desolate, stripped bare by Kaido.
Wow, yeah, I see that. It's a cool visual metaphor.
But even though it's bleak, Onigashima is where this huge battle takes place. It's where everything comes to a head.
And that leads to the flashback about Oden.
Oh, man. Odin's story, something else. Adventure, heartbreak, loyalty. It sets up everything that's happening in Wano now.
The fan is just blown away by all those emotions, the joy, the sadness, the anger.
It's all there. And in the end, they just have this immense respect for Odin. He's everything One Piece is about.
So it's not just a flashback, it's essential to the story.
Mm-hmm.
And it introduces Toki, Odin's wife. She's a total mystery, right?
Yeah, she's from another time. She has these time-traveling powers. And she's connected to the Void Century, which is like the biggest mystery in the One Piece world.
The fan is definitely intrigued, like what's her deal?
And then there's this awesome reveal about Denjiro. He's been hiding in plain sight the whole time.
Talk about a twist. It makes you want to go back and reread everything and see if you missed any clues.
And speaking of awesome moments, the Red Scabbards arrive, Odin's loyal retainers, finally back to fight for Wano.
I remember how pumped the fan was about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the cavalry has arrived.
Right, and not just them. Luffy's allies, Law and Kid, their crews show up too.
It's like a giant team up, all these powerful pirates against Kaido.
And even with all that action, there are these quiet moments that hit you hard. The fan mentions the reunion between Kuma and his daughter, Bonnie.
Oh man, Kuma. His story is so tragic. Forced to become a robot, separated from his daughter.
And to see them reunited, it gets you right in the field.
And then bam. Pluton, one of the ancient weapons, is revealed.
It's a game changer. The fan realizes the stakes just got way higher.
Yeah.
Like, this is about more than just Wano now.
This is about the whole world of One Piece.
And that's a good place to pause for now. We've covered so much, from those small moments of courage to world-altering revelations.
But the fan's journey isn't over yet. There's still so much to discover in the One Piece world. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're wrapping up our deep dive into one fan's journey through One Piece, and things are about to get really wild.
No kidding. Last we left off, Pluton was awakened. You know that ancient weapon? Talk about changing the game?
Yeah, heavy stuff. But there's more, right?
Oh, way more. This fan is about to uncover secrets that, totally reshape their understanding of One Piece. It's amazing.
Okay, give me a hint.
Well, they start to connect Kuma's sacrifice to the legend of sun god Nika.
Kuma's sacrifice. Sun God Nika. Now we're getting into some deep One Piece lore.
Right. They're picking up on those long-running threads, the prophecies, the ancient history, all that stuff. It's impressive how they're putting the pieces together.
I'm hooked. What else blows their mind?
Bonnie's devil fruit powers.
Ah, Bonnie. Her powers are insane. I don't want to spoil it for the listener, but man, they change everything. Time, aging, all that gets thrown for a loop.
It's a game changer, and the fan is just floor.
And it's not just the powers themselves. I remember she uses them to stand up to a world noble, right? Those jerks.
Yeah. Those world nobles think they can do whatever they want. It's so satisfying to see someone challenge them, even for a moment.
The fan must have loved that.
Oh, they did. And you know what? They actually go deeper, thinking about why those world nobles act that way. Like their sense of entitlement, their obsession with power. It's scary stuff.
It reminds you that the fights in One Piece are about more than just, punching and kicking. It's about standing up to injustice.
Exactly. Okay, so back to the action. The fan highlights the Straw Hats fighting on Egghead Island. Teamwork, heroism, all that good stuff.
Classic Straw Hats.
Yeah. Yep.
They might mess around, but when it counts, they're always there for each other. And speaking of backup, the fan notes that Law and Kid's crews arrive too.
Oh man, the whole gang's here.
It's getting epic. And the fan is ready for the final showdown.
It's amazing, right? From little moments to these huge battles, this fan has seen it all.
And even amidst the craziness, they still get hit by those emotional moments, like Kuma and Bonnie's reunion.
Ugh, so many tears were shed during that scene. Kuma, forced to become a weapon, separated from his daughter. Just brutal.
And to see them finally reconnect, it's powerful stuff. It shows how much love and hope there is, even in the darkest parts of One Piece.
It's what makes One Piece so special. It can make you laugh, cry, think all at the same time.
This fan has really been through it all. They started by just enjoying the adventure,
Right.
but now they're analyzing characters, connecting events, coming up with their own theories.
They've become a true One Piece expert. It's been amazing to follow their journey. Absolutely. And, it reminds us that there's always something new to discover in One Piece. Even if you think you know the story, there are always layers to uncover, mysteries to solve.
So to our listener, we encourage you to keep exploring, keep diving deep into this amazing world.
You never know what treasures you might find.
Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive. Until next time.